All right, and then I'll count down. So on 0. So
Check.
3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man.
Look at that chat.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they would want to do?
Should we do
think we did
one
that
final ride around the?
Sure.
Well, did anybody else grab a shot?
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
I got a drink.
I got mine.
All right, if anybody has a shot, here we go to bacon.
To bacon.
Cheers.
To bacon.
Cheers.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Cheers.
Delicious.
I did want to say really quick while everybody's here that so far we've raised $750 for the shelter.
Oh, I need to do that.
Yeah, I need to do that
Which
too,
is
guys.
awesome. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also as a reminder to anybody who still wants to donate, we're doing the send on Friday.
Okay.
Gazzy's got her Venmo in announcements.
I'm a boomer. I don't have that.
Send a
Oh.
check.
I have Venmo. Okay. Send a check.
Do you take gold doubloons, Gazzy?
Send a bird.
Only if delivered via carrier pigeon.
Send
Yeah.
a money grab.
Nice. So just
Gold is heavy. It might take a pigeon a couple trips.
go block a fly this gold doubloon.
Do you want to tell stories?
You have one?
Well, I mean, obviously, the best story is the Onyxia foreskin.
Yes,
Just like
is. Wait,
every
wait.
single week.
Where
That's like
where she parked her car is
No,
definitely.
I
That-
agree.
That's the best like individual story, but I mean,
Parker
those
car
are
is
just
the
all
best.
his.
Digi loves penis
Oh.
jokes.
We go stand up. Yeah, that's a good idea. You should go stand up here when you talk. So, I mean, one time Bacon and I stormed into Ogremar to get that bonfire, and he had, I think, 8 guards on him and 2 rogues, and we just walked out of the place. It was spectacular. A healer and a tank. It was really fun, and he just did it because I needed to go in there, and he was out. He just happened to be on. So, yeah, classic Bacon, just always helping people. He's a really good guy.
I'm gonna miss how I was always up at like 6 in the morning, and then Bacon would log on because he just woke up for work, and he'd be doing auctions and stuff before work, and he would always be like, "Good morning, Scrunk. Like, how was your night? Like,
You hadn't gone to sleep.
you're still awake? Yeah." So like every morning, me and him, not every morning, but a lot of mornings, me and him would talk briefly before he went to work, and
Yeah.
I'll definitely miss that.
Shame you like I do.
No,
That's so
he
nice.
did not. He was like jealous of me, actually.
I'm
He was
sure.
like, "Oh, I wish I could stay up."
Cargo again. This is not really a story, but I really like what we do in the shadows, and I made a reference to it one night in raid, and he latched onto it because he liked it too, because it's just a hilarious show, and we kind of found out we had similar senses of humor and like television and stuff. So he recommended I posted this in Jams. He recommended Letterkenny to me, which is an excellent show. So I put music in my last mix, which was Monday, on because Letterkenny is a great soundtrack, and made like reference to it, and we just would like have this little back and forth about it, and I mentioned it to him on Monday, so that's just kind of surreal to me. I put that in there for him, and here we sit a week later, and it's just a very different world. But Letterkenny and that particular song will remind me of Nocab now, because I put it in there for him.
I don't know if anybody I'm sure he talked about this with some people, but, he used to work at a school that was for, like, super disaffected youth and stuff, and during that time, he would, like, tell stories about stuff that he was dealing with or whatever, and, like, it was these crazy situations, and it was stuff that I was like, "Dude, if I, saw, like, even, like, one of the hundreds of things that you're describing, like, I would have fucking snapped." And, like, he was always so patient and, like, he would have, like, one small win with one of the kids, and, like, that was, like, enough to sustain him through all of the other crazy shit he used to deal with. He was just, like, so patient.
And whoever's talking, go.
I agree with you, Gazzy, on that. I wrote a long message to my church about this, and I referenced that he, like, I made a specific point to mention just how patient he was with people. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a great combination because he would never stand down though when he saw like some sort of injustice around him.
Yeah.
He's very convicted.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been on Discord for a while, but I couldn't get. This is Steven, Nathan's brother. Thanks. I couldn't get the sound to come through, but now I'm here and I'm listening. Thanks for sharing these stories and arranging this.
Thanks for being free to come.
Thank you for coming.
So it's not much, but when I was grinding Silithus rep before AQ came out, I would grind with Bacon a couple times, and I just remember he would message me one day. He's like, "Oh, if you're going to be farming more rep, I have a bunch of the sets saved up so we could summon the Dukes." And I just remember thinking like, "Wow, that's really nice that he would save those to do with the group instead of just doing them as he goes, sort of deal."
Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's be real. We don't always like going to Molten Core every week, but sorry,
Take your time.
I really liked our little jokes with Major Domo. If when he would actually get an ore, it would just be so funny. And so, I don't know, that was just those little moments. Were just what I looked forward to every week. Yeah, I really respected him because I heard about his history with education. And I really hope that one day I can be someone like that. I just want to say I'm glad we got to know him. And I love all of you guys.
Thank you for saying that, Hazel.
Before WoW Classic even came out, he would talk to me a lot about it, and I was sort of confused. I had played World of Warcraft like 15 years ago or something, and I was like, "Wait, so it's just the same game? What do you mean? Why are you excited?"
Don't you kink
And
shame us.
and I was like, so what's the deal? Like, why are you excited? Why do you care? Why is this a big deal? And he was like, well, they changed a lot of stuff in the regular game where like you didn't really like need to group up with people. Like you could just you could just like join a queue and auto matchmake and stuff like that. But like in WoW Classic, it's like the old style where like you really have to get a bunch of people together and stick together and coordinate in real life, and like really like people really form friendships and relationships with each other, and that's like the most important thing to me in the game. So I'm really excited because there are a bunch of people I'm going to play with, and I'm really excited to like spend a bunch of time with them and hang out and talk and do stuff. I know this was a big deal for him.
Yeah, there's a lot more that went into this than we're even letting on. I mean, this group is like a family. I mean, I've been through a lot with this group, and he was part of that, and he will be forever missed.
Yeah, he took kind of a hiatus there because a lot was going on. I guess with JT's life particularly, but family members were having problems and stuff, and he just was only on for raids. And when he came back, he messaged me probably every day, just do you need help? Do you want to do anything? Do you need me to help you out with something? He didn't really need to do anything. He just in the game, he just was there to help people, and like that really speaks to what you just said. He was just around. He just wanted to help people do things.
All right. So I remember the first time he DM'd me. It was about the Secret Santa he had gotten Dev, and he had he'd asked me computer stuff because he knew Dev was into computers, and it was just kind of funny that he just assumed that I knew computers and I just didn't know anything. And so the conversation was just like he just went down a list of like, does he like this? Does he like this? Does he like this? And pretty much every time I was like, no, I don't know what that is, so I couldn't say if he would like that, or I have no idea what this thing is, or I don't I don't think he would like that. And he just kept asking questions. He wasn't like, oh well, what does he like? Like he didn't he he put in so much effort to come up with his own ideas, and he never asked me like, what should I get Dev for a Secret Santa? Like what would be a good thing? Because maybe in his way he thought that would be cheating. But he was just so patient in that conversation. And my favorite story was around June. He just like messaged me one day and said, "Hey, I'm listening to Kimya Dawson, and I heard this song called I Like Giants, and it just made me think of you." And I'd never heard of her, but it was so the song, I'm sure most of you haven't heard of it. The song is like just this really cutesy like girl singing like this like alongside this like harpsichord, um whatever the baby piano thing is. Don't know if that's what it's called. But the song is basically about like accepting yourself and accepting other people. And he and I didn't really have that relationship at that point. So I was just really surprised that it just came out of nowhere. Like he just messaged me out of the blue. Like we weren't talking before that. He was just like, "Hey, I'm thinking of you." And so I've listened to that song a lot lately. Really good song.
Mm.
Did you want to say something, Snow?
Yeah. This is just like one of my fondest memories of him. It's like in the first few weeks we're doing MC, and I know everybody's got different class channels and Discord channels and stuff, and probably to no surprise, there's a tank channel, and I'm just gonna miss recrafting just all the different specs and gear setups and all that sort of stuff. And it was just fun, kind of bouncing off ideas off each other. But I remember early on, we managed to get, I can't remember if I was, who was in the group. I know you were in the group, Tema, but I think it was Quill, myself, and Tema. We were able to get a Quill Star book, and it was just like no question. All three of us were just like wanted to give it to Nocab. And the thing that just struck me was just how appreciative he was of it, and that's just who he was. He was a really good dude, just always happy to help people and always there to talk and bounce ideas off of, whether it was about in-game stuff or not in-game stuff. And he's just a good dude.
I'd also like to say that I really liked how kind of personal he made things, not without being like over the top or strange about it, but he incorporated. He wasn't shy to talk about like his his relationship with JT and everything, and just how he brought all that up, and he could just make a situation very warm and welcoming by not just making it about WoW. And it's just incredible. It was very subtle, but I was very impressed with how he did that.
Mm.
One thing that really struck me about him was he was constantly trying to improve all the time. He wasn't necessarily the best at everything in the game, but he was the best at asking for help and realizing when he was lacking at things. And he would constantly ask me for tips, and I would try to help out as much as I could. And we would work on like getting fire resist gear together outside of raids and things like that. Another thing I'm gonna miss is he's probably the person I've kicked from the guild the most, including Digi, which is shocking to me. He had a knack for making puns that made me groan to the point that I had to kick him. So I'm gonna miss that a lot.
I know like half of you here. I started whenever like Classic first came out, and I got really bored kind of quickly because let's be honest, healing rate is it's not as fun as it is in retail. But every time I would log on, he would always like make it feel like I never left, and he would just carry on a conversation with me. So I'm gonna miss that.
How kind of you. Uh-huh.
One of the things that has really affected me about this process, his widow put me in charge of reaching out to the different gaming communities that he was a part of, and letting people know and talking to people, was that he really struggled a lot of his life with isolation and depression, and something that's come up over and over again with all these different people and communities that I've spoken to is that he really turned those weaknesses and those hardships into a strength for him and the people around him, because in addition to helping people out in game and helping people play better, a lot of people have said to me that um, that he made them feel less lonely and less alone and more able to cope with depression, because he had had all these experiences and he could relate to other people who were going through them, and he could help people who were needing that kind of help. uh, and that really means a lot to me, and it means a lot to hear from all of you and to see you all gathered here tonight to hear your stories and memories about him. Uh, and I think this is so wonderful, and I get such a kick out of. I got such a kick yesterday out of telling my sister that I was going to be attending a World of Warcraft wake for my brother. It's something that he really would have gotten a kick out of too. Uh, and none of this would be possible without you all. So thank you all so much for being here and being a good friend to my brother, and for being a good friend to each other. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you, Stephen.
For anybody who wants to stick around, Scrunk and I were gonna watch a movie that Bacon had recommended me about a month ago. It is The Art of Self-Defense, and it is described as dark humor. So, we're gonna probably just post up in a channel and stream it over Discord, so feel free to stick around if you want.
I was about to watch that anyway. Surprising that we share the same sense of humor as I've already tonight. That's just perfect. Well, I'm gonna miss you now.
Oh, and I don't want to do this tonight, and I don't even know if there's anything of value, but if like sometime in the next week or so, if someone or multiple people from the guild can help me go through, I would love to get, his gear and money and whatever, anything of value from his character, and get it to the guild. I know a lot of items are like character locked, and like I said, it's been like 15 years since I played this game, but yeah, that's something that I would like to do if anyone can help me with that.
Yeah, Steven, I'll contact you about that. So yeah, another night we can definitely do that.
Cool.
And
Thanks
thank
a
you
lot.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute again.
Digi, you look ridiculous.
Mind your own business, sir.
Not even talking about your
Are you
character.
an enchanting trainer? In Oblivion?
He's the archaeologist trainer.
I have to tell it not to delete this hat. I had to set it in the add-on because it thinks it's junk, but it's not junk. It's the best.
So you can see it on Digi right now, but it drives me crazy. In WoW Classic, flip flops, the strap goes between your second toe.
Worst. It's the worst.
Oh!
I hate it so much.
What are
That
those?
is awful.
Do you guys want to do one last AoE spam on the boat to celebrate Nocab?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
Just
right.
Blade Flurry count as AoE?
Zappers.
I don't have enough rage to whirlwind. No.
There's some confused level 50 down there.
What is going on?
Seen a lot of people go on this boat and shockingly.
Park's down there. What the fuck?
Oh, Park. The accidentally and friends mascot.
I saw him in Cenarian Hold. I followed him. He got real weird about it.
Yeah, he probably started running because you mind controlled him for 6 days once.
The High Chancellor.
Listen, that's literally the first power infusion he's ever gotten.
Wasn't he like all about the titles? Like he would
High Chancellor.
come up with titles for people.
I mean, he gave me his cell phone number because he says if you need a tank and you need to run something, I'm just here. Just let me know. I just may not be online. Like that's a team player right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Discord.
Wait, so you just didn't ask me and that's why he logged in? Like, what?
I mean, it was way later. It wasn't early on, but I thought that was fun because I had to weirdly ask for his because I have everything by first and last name in my phone, so I had to weirdly ask, like, "Can I have your last name?" Because it keeps the system.
His name is Bacon Bacon. And that's all you
I mean,
need to know.
Nocab Bacon.
I definitely have him in my phone as Bacon Nathan. So
Bacon, comma Nathan.
When he mailed me computer parts, he addressed it to Queen Temma.
Of course. Seriously.
actually, going through
Almost as
my
good as
message
Jazzy
history with
Bazzy.
him, he sent me a photo that he found of him going to homecoming where he looks like baby Trent Reznor.
Gotta see that.
He
You need to
messaged.
post that in family photos.
I'm gonna put it in IRL.
Okay.
There was a board game con, like maybe last fall in Philadelphia, and he knew I like board games, so he said, "Are you gonna go to that? Because we could meet up." And I really had no plans of going, but just the fact that he bothered to reach out to me, knowing I was on the same time zone as him on the same coast, that I might be interested in that, and that might be we didn't want to like be ships in the night and pass there if we both went. Like I don't know, just I wouldn't have thought to do that, and he did because he's a good guy. He was a great guy.
That's that was the PAX Unplugged, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. He got sick. He actually didn't make it out in 2019 because I was an enforcer this year. I was like running the snacks for enforcers thing, whatever they call it, and he never made it. He was too sick.
And I didn't go. I was in Philly probably 2 weeks before that for work, and I didn't. I just don't want to travel again. I've got family stuff, but things you miss out on.
Yeah, geez, I have a really crazy picture of him too that I can post to the chat. Where should I put that? Family photos?
Wherever is convenient. We have like an IRL channel that people usually post like the non-game screenshots, but that is a photo.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna get it up in just a second.
Look at that hair. I just saw that.
That's
I know, it's so good.
What a
so
stud.
amazing.
I gotta get down to it.
And me IRL.
That's incredible. Is that the Trent Reznor era? Is that what you were talking about?
I mean, it would have to be.
I mean, it kind of is. Yeah. Oh, the emoji.
Wait, where's the group that I should be putting this?
This is me IRL down.
Off topic.
It's underneath the voice
scroll
chats.
down.
Yeah, keep scrolling down. This thing's huge.
Yeah, we have.
Oh,
8
me
billion
IRL.
channels.
Yeah, you also
Gotcha.
have a ton of people in a channel that's taking up a ton of space. It's so good.
Baby bacon.
Looks like he has fangs.
The whole photo is incredible.
Is that Vicky Valancourt?
That's great because the only photos I ever saw of him were modern day, so the long hair and everything is so good.
This is us at my wedding.
Dude, his hair was so long.
So
Holy
long.
shit.
Shit.
Yeah, it was real long.
What year was this?
This photo, the wedding photo, was taken in 2005.
Also, nice shade, Steve.
Thank you, thank you. They're
That's not Steve. Steve's the one on the left. Much older brother.
I could pause.
they're women's sunglasses that I found at a friend's apartment when he was like, he had thrown out his junky roommate, and we were.
They kind of look like swimming goggles.
Yeah, right. I was kind of hoping for like the like old Kurt Cobain like rounded sunglasses thing, but I think I don't know.
I also have I love this chat history. No conversation at all. The first thing, Bacon just sends me a photo of a pizza box buckled into his car, and it just says, "Buckle up for safety." And that was it.
And this is the siblings together. That's Nathan on the far left. Then me, my dog Calvin, Nat, which is his brother-in-law, and Susan, which is his sister. The way that we would do holidays. Oh, and I have another Nathan story you might get a kick out of. But the way we do holidays, me and the siblings, is we go to this little cottage in Maine where my mom lives, and we all just sit in the living room together, quietly doing activities near each other but separately. So like Nathan will be reading a book, and Susan will be, she'll be playing a video game. Nathan will be playing some sort of handheld thing. Quietly sitting together. It's really nice. And one thing he would always do every year without fail, he never gave up. He'd bring these gigantic fucking ridiculous board games, and he'd be like, "Hey brother, will you play with me?" And I'm like, that's one of those games that takes like an hour to set up and 6 hours to play, and the manual is 150 pages long, right? And he's like, "Yeah, but it's really," and I'm like, "Fuck no, dude, I'm not doing that." But he still brought them every year. He'd ask me every year. I would play those with him, and I never would. I have no regrets. Knowing what I know now, I would still not go back and play those games.
2020.
And then one year we went up, and it was, my sister had just gotten pregnant. She was still, or she was giving birth soon, something like that. Anyway, it was just me, my brother, and my wife, and our stepfather is like very paternalistic and controlling. So we get to the cottage and he calls and he's like, "Hey, did you make it okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're fine. It's fucking cold, so we're about to make a fire in the wood stove. There's a big wood stove in the living room." And he's like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Yeah, we definitely are. It's fucking cold as hell, man." And he's like, "No, you're not allowed. You could burn the place down." And I'm like, "We're not gonna burn the place down." He's like, "Do not light a," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And I hung up. And I was like, it's too fucking late for me to go home now because it's a 10-hour drive. But I'm going home first thing in the morning. I can't deal with this. It's way too fucking cold for this shit. And Nathan was always very sort of like timid and deferential with authority figures. So what happened next came like completely unexpected. He was shaking. He was so angry. He called my stepfather back. And he's like, "Hey, Frank, I'm going to make a fire in the wood stove. And if that gets me banned from the cottage for life, then so be it. But we're going to make a fire because it is cold and we're going to do a good job and the place is not going to burn down. And if you want to stop us, then you have to come here and do it yourself." And he hung up on my stepfather. And I was like, "Damn, dude, where did that come from?" And he's like, "I just don't want you to leave."
Oh,
Oh.
the twist.
And then my mom called back and she's like, "Frank and I talked and you can light a fire." And Nathan's like, "Well, that's good because we already did it." Oh, he was good. He was so good.
You had that burning passion.
Yeah.
Thank you for the bacon pun.
Oh
Not
my
bacon.
gosh.
What?
Burning passion. Fire burning.
I did it for
Oh.
Augusta.
Bacon would have made.
Oh, god damn.
Hey, I didn't kick him. He left.
Good.
That is one he would make.
Deserves it.
He took a photo once. Oh, Radimus. Nice. He took a photo once on like a Saturday morning back when the world was normal and we all went to work 5 days a week. And he had a keyboard set up on his coffee table. WoW on his like TV. It looked like a living room in the photo. So he's fishing in Stormwind City with his feet on his on his keyboard, and he's got both those cats, one in each arm, just like scratching their heads in like a coffee mug, like with coffee in it on the side of the coffee table. And he's like, "A good Saturday morning." Like,
Oh
that's
my
so
god.
good. So it was so strange, but so great.
Fishing with his feet?
Yeah, like he had, I don't know what he did exactly, but he didn't have a mouse. He just, so he's casting his line with one button, and I guess like clicking it with the other. I couldn't tell you exactly, but he was basically AFK fishing with the cat with a cat in each arm, and I just always appreciated that. So like people posted like lots of cute pictures of their dogs and cats and stuff, and he always posted pictures of the cat with missing the eye, and it was just great. I just loved, because I have an adopted animal, so I have a soft spot
Aw.
for damaged creatures, and
Yeah.
he loved it. Yeah, so good.
I also saw spot damaged creatures. They're named Digi.
Oh, he lets me come to
Oh my
raid
God.
every week. He keeps inviting me because he feels sorry for me.
Correct.
Did he come up? Okay, Gazzy, you need to tell this, because I wasn't there. But was the emoji, the sun emoji, power energy or whatever? Is that him? Did he come up with
That
that?
was Temma.
Okay, I know he was there because he wore a T-shirt of it and took a photo.
Well, yeah, so we all ordered, after it was made, we all ordered t-shirts for our IRL guild tabard, and then everyone posted photos of themselves in it.
I thought it was him that came up with it. Sorry, I always associated that with bacon, so guess not. But that was really good.
I don't know if I talked about his computer in the chat. Did it? Does anyone?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, one of the things that his widow tasked me with was getting down to the apartment and just clearing out his office, like cleaning everything out, taking apart and throwing away his desk, getting his computer out of there, all that stuff. And I walk in, and the first thing I want to do is like get his computer out, because that's sort of the key to everything else in his life, like all the end of life administrative stuff I've had to do that's connected to all his bank accounts, and of course, he's a big PC gamer, so it's a big part of his life. And I'm looking around the room for it, and I don't see it. I see like a bunch of cardboard boxes. I see shelving on which he has stacked a bunch of board games. And there's like a gigantic black storage box that's kind of oddly shaped. And so I go over to his desk and like follow the cables from his monitors, and they disappear into a little hole on the side of this giant black storage box. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's his fucking computer, and it's like the biggest fucking computer I've ever seen in my life. And I'm gonna send. Where's the? I'm gonna post a photo of the me IRL thing. This is Nathan's computer with wife for scale.
Jesus.
And it's just like.
That's what we call an epic gamer move.
With wife for scale.
I like the Nine Inch Nails shirt, so he was going for the Trent Reznor face.
Oh yeah, that was actually I actually went to that show in 1994 in Boston back in the day. This is oh yeah, computer with me for scale.
Jeez.
And he's
Man.
got like he has this crazy fucking video card in it, which is like the size of 2 MacBook Airs stacked on top of each other. And I looked it up, and it's like a $900 video card, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, why would you? That's crazy. And then I went through his emails to try to figure out how much he paid for it, and of course, like he got it on super sale and used like a coupon code and a discount, and he got it for like $400. I was like, damn, man, frugal and crazy at the same time. That's wild.
Oh, there he is wearing the shirt. That's exactly what I was thinking of. All right, I got one more. I was in a mood one morning in one of his like, let me help you with a dungeon, and I was like just bitching about everything, and I started into down like a rabbit hole of me complaining about whatever was going on, and he just stops me and he goes, "Digi, I love you, but you've already told me this story, so I'm gonna tell you not to tell me this story again because I've already heard it." And I just laughed. And I was like, "You're a good person. Thank you. Thank you for being a good friend."
This
Just
is
that.
one of the.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say this is one of the last things he texted me.
Oh yeah, I think you might have posted that.
That is amazing.
You already told me this story, and I love you, but I'm gonna ask you not to tell me this story again.
It was just great because like he wasn't dismissive or irritated at me. He was just like, "I've heard this, but I'm kind of busy, so I already know what you're gonna say. So just I just want to let you know." He wasn't rude. I don't know. It just made me smile because I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet." You're right. Thank you.
He loved movies, and he loved going to the movies, and we went to the movies a lot, and it was probably the only place that we really got into fights. because he would talk through the whole movie, like at the movie theater, and I would always be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, we're not in my living room. Please be quiet." And he would, like, his feelings would get really hurt, and he would be mad at me after the movie, and I would be like, "I'm sorry, man." He's like, "It's okay. Just don't talk to me like that." And I got nicer, but he never stopped talking at the fucking
No better.
Did you? I found the feet pic.
What?
The coveted bacon feet pic.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, I want to see it.
I put it in
Mitchell,
IRL.
I thought he had the cats in the photo. I guess he didn't. I guess maybe he just told me.
He said
the
he
cat-
said while cuddling with dogs. So
Oh my god,
Dogs,
that's my
okay.
apartment.
What? He feet picked your apartment? You don't even know about
dang,
it?
he feeded your keyboard, man.
Wow.
No,
Gross.
that's his keyboard. That's his keyboard. So he was like, oh god, I have to put another picture up. So he was our go-to dog sitter because all like we have, you know, we love broken things too, and we have 3 rescue dogs who are all crazy and special needs. Calvin is an 80-pound pit bull that is completely blind and extremely stubborn, and 2 tiny chihuahuas who are scared of everyone and everything. And like the last time we hired a dog walker to take care of them, one of them like bit the walker so hard that they bled. So we just put him in charge. Like it was just his job, and he loved it. And he would come over. And there was one time I remember, like he brought his rig so that he could play his PC games because I'm a video editor. Like I have a Mac,
Hey,
whatever.
me too.
He can't really nice. He can't really do the shit that he wants to do on my machine. And he brought his rig and I guess went fishing with his feet. I love that.
We always joke that there's a dungeon in this game that requires you to fish to get to a boss, and we were running that regularly as a guild. Only the healers and tanks had the ability to fish, so the people that shouldn't be leaving the full group to go do things. And like it was, yeah, like Bacon was one of them. Oh, I can fish, but you need a tank.
Got Nathan here with all 3 of the dogs in bed together.
Oh my gosh.
Aw.
Yeah.
Look at the thick chihuahuas.
Yeah, they are rodents of unusual size.
I'm gonna grab some tea, guys, but I'll shoot for getting movie on at 9:30 for anyone who wants to stick around.
Yeah, that sounds really
Okay,
great.
sounds good.
We're gonna miss him.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Really
doing this with
appreciate
us,
that.
Steve.
These photos,
It's my
It
pleasure.
means a lot.
these
It
photos
means a
are
lot
such
to me
added
too.
value, man. Incredible. Thank you for sharing these photos.
If anyone has any questions or anything like that, you can find me on the Discord. Just send me a private message.
Steve's gonna play with us on retail too. We're gonna bully him into it.
I'm gonna try. I started a character.
Nice.
I got bullied into it today too. So
Full pair for life.
Okay, whatever this picture that just got posted is, this is the best picture.
It's not even loaded.
Hell yeah.
It's not even loaded
So-
for me. What the hell?
I don't know how many of y'all have been to round 1, but when Nathan found out about round 1, he was extremely excited about it and immediately scheduled a trip for us to go together. There's one about 45 minutes away from me. And this was like a weird zombie shooter game that came with 3D glasses that were like nasty and used by everyone and like tethered to the machine by like steel cable.
The worst thing for COVID era ever.
Pre-COVID, yeah. Yeah, it's a different world now, isn't it?
Spectacular.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna
That
hop
lime
off.
green hoodie.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much for doing this, and I'll be around. So if there's anything you want to talk about, any stories you think of that you want to share, any questions you have for me about him or his life, you know how to get in touch.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.